yamit things for real.
Yeah. But sometimes it's okay for be a yamit because if you love somebody, just want to just run them down and chase behind them. Like, let me be toxic. If I fall, be a good friend and pick me up. You know?
Hey dolls and gents, welcome to Chic Round Town. I'm UK, and today I have a very, very special guest, and I can't wait for you to start this conversation with us because it's gonna be one for the books, right? So let's welcome Khimani. Come on, boo.
Jeez.
Ooh, Khimani
Oh my God,
is
look at the
here.
lighting.
I know.
Hey, how are you? Yeah, it's a COVID thing, but we did our test.
I know, right? We're straight. So welcome to Chic Round
Thank
Town.
you so much for having me.
I know, I've been wanting you, but you've been busy, so.
You know, when you're doing your own little thing now, take up your time and all that good stuff, but I'm always available to do your shows.
Oh, I like
I'm
to
in love
hear
with your
that.
content. I'm in love with your content.
Thank you.
She has the best content on Instagram. Please follow her page if you're not tapping
Chic
done
Round
so
Town,
already.
CHICROUNTOWN.
You have good content, man.
Yeah,
Good
man,
content,
thank
great
you
content.
so much. And we are here at Julie Mango's, which is one of my favorite restaurants in Kingston. And we've ordered the mimosas. You have the sorrel mimosa. He had to try that. It comes highly recommended. And I'm just having a regular schmegular mimosa. Yes. We're brunching and we're starting the drinking. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my God, mine's almost finished. Guys, all jokes aside, this is so good. It's my first time coming here, but the drinks is really, really good, I must say.
Yeah, and the food too, trust us. But before we, start ordering and get to eating, I want to talk to you today about open relationships because one of my viewers requested that we discuss open relationships, and I like to please the people. So I'm here to give viewer what he wants, and of course I couldn't go into this conversation by myself. I had to include Khimani so we can have a fresh masculine perspective, right? So Khimani, thoughts. What do you think is an open relationship? Let's just start there.
Well, a standard definition of an open relationship would literally be someone who is in a relationship and is okay with their significant other or say partner stepping outside, dating other folks. It's a shaky topic just because I'm not too entwined with an open relationship.
And I want us to get into that, but first we have to make sure we're on the same page with that.
Yes.
And we are on the same page in terms of what is an open relationship. So basically, both persons in the relationship are able to see other people. I guess they would have some form of agreement and
Yes, they have to have a mutual agreement to that, but do you think sometimes you're being forced into that? What if you really like your significant other, like you love them so much, and so they desire, like are you really gonna degrade yourself and accept certain situations just because you love a person?
No, okay, so I think for me, I don't think that would work for me for several reasons. Personally, I don't think an open relationship is right for me because I have to make sure I'm safe. And if my partner has the ability or has the go ahead rather to go out and see other people, that can put me at risk for not only sexually transmitted diseases but Rona. Right?
True, you have a point there. Yeah, you definitely have a point there.
Yeah. Have you ever been in an open relationship? Or is it, because I know he said he's not into that, but it could be like you've had it before and then you're like, no, that's not
No, it was introduced to my thoughts. I thought about it, but then I understood that that's what they wanted. And I'm not here to change a person. A person could compromise themselves, but I don't want to change someone. If I feel like if that's your fetish and this is what you desire, then I applaud you and I ask you to go have fun and be free, but I can't do that with you. And I'm not sure because we grew up in the other side of the the globe
Yeah.
and how we do things on this side of the world. We believe in one wife, one marriage.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if I grew up somewhere else and adapt another culture, then I'd probably be more open to it. But the culture I was brought into is more of a very settled, and you have to literally have that one wife, you know, one girlfriend, stuff like that.
Do you think monogamy is natural though? One man to your thing, one woman to your thing, whatever.
I don't think. God, no, that's a tough one. I don't want to say it's natural just because we all have the urge. But just because you and I are sitting here together and you and I both could desire one species, why is it that others cannot relate to that and just love that one person? Just like you, I'm afraid of certain things to come into my body from a certain situation. And I feel like if we're together, then we could be together. And I feel like if you want to be in an open relationship, then I'm going to be open to leave. It's as fair as that, because I'm not going to change who you are and I'm not going to change who I am to desire your pleasure.
I understand. Oh, I love that. I love that. So I think it's fair enough to say that to each his own. Some people are into it, some people are not. But when it comes to a point where you really like someone and you have a goal, right, to see you go further in commitment. So that is definitely not the time to go into an open relationship. And a lot of people do it to pacify their partner, right? They know that their mindset is, I just want one man, and I want this one man to be my one man. I don't want no outsiders. I don't want to mix up no blender, no switching, none of that jazz. But he doesn't want that. And if he doesn't want that, but you want to keep the man.
Or she.
So if the person you're with doesn't want that, there are a lot of people who would say, okay, I love him enough, let me let him do what he wants. Maybe down the line he will change. And I think that's where we go wrong a lot of times, like waiting for others to change, because I think that's like doing an injustice to the self. What are your thoughts on that?
Do you think at times we become toxic to a situation?
We do.
You know, like, oh, I love him, or I love her, or oh, allow me to be a yamed, or allow me to chase him, like, let me be my mistake, let me fall, just be there to pick me up. Because a lot of times we have scenarios like that, and you see your partner is going a direction that you yourself is not trying to go into, but just because you just so want to be with that person, you become toxic.
Yes, because resentment, it builds resentment, right? Because if you are aiming for something and the other person is not aiming for that same thing, you're not on the right path. And then you are there, you know, still being committed. You don't even have any urge at all to see someone else. But you see him dating other people. You see him, you know, messaging women at hours of the night. And at a point in time, like, you kind of build up some resentment and some anger within yourself. Because guess what? You know what it was when you signed up, okay? So why do you know this? You have this information, but you allow yourself to still being it, knowing that's not what you want, and building all that resentment and anger, feelings of doubt, you know, self-esteem low and all of that stuff, because you're wondering, why doesn't he want me alone, or why doesn't she want me alone?
But in that same sentence, he probably just want you. You're everything he desires. But his needs are still at large. Some men cannot become men because they're still little boys. And when I say this is because our way of thinking, you have to develop as your age get older. Most don't, but that's the reality of life. You're supposed to grow older as you get older.
Right.
And a lot of times
a
lot of times we don't adapt that. And for me, because I grew up in a family where I had a cheating people around me, and I see them do it all the time. And I see these women flocking them and doing all these things. I'm like, can't you see that they're not a good person? But a lot of times we get star eye for like materialistic stuff, or what they're doing and what can be done and how they're getting it done. But in that same situation, you're becoming toxic to their situation. And here you are now creating this image in your head that you're the only one. And when you find out about someone else you already knew about, because you know he's out there doing, he or she's out there doing something. But then when you see the
Yeah, the texting, the
Yeah,
messaging,
the clarification.
Yes.
And you become upset for what? That was your scenario. That was your reality.
Yeah, that's
you
straight
created.
up yammed things for real.
Yeah.
Cause
But sometimes it's okay for be a yammed because if you love somebody, just want to just run them down and chase behind them. Like, let me be toxic. If I fall, be a good friend and pick me up. But I want you to become, don't be judgmental if I invite you into my relationship.
And you brought something to my attention just now because you have those friends, or you have those people who would come to you and complain about their relationship all day, every day, and you would be a good friend and give some advice.
We
and
don't
you
want to
listen,
hear them.
But like you're not taking any advice and you're not doing the things that you need to do to actually take yourself out of this miserable place. So why are you complaining, boo?
Because most people like for me, I'm a Leo. I love attention. So if you whisper about me, if you talk about me, I'm gonna enjoy that. To be honest with you, it's not going to like do anything for me. I love attention. So you do have them who love that toxic thing, and they come into you just because they want to share what they're going through, but they don't want to hear leave him. They want to hear, well, I'm here for you.
You can change him. You can change him. No, I'm not that type. Which one of those friends are you? Are you the one that listens, offers advice, and if they keep coming back, you just say, yo, I'm done with you? Or are you, you know what, girl, that man wants you, fight for your man type of thing? Or are you just gonna sit in silence and let her rant, and whatever happens, happens?
Or D, make up your own thing.
Or say, nobody come to me next time because you're not take my advice.
I am that friend. If my friend comes to me and say that her significant other isn't treating her right, I'm going to be that friend to let you know. You watch him play video games. Do you know how to play video games? Your kids play video games? We all play video games, play games on our phone. Pick up the remote controller and you start playing that game.
Yeah.
You get yourself a side piece. You become and control your narrative of how you want your happiness to be. Look at them. They're judging Lori Harvey or something she named like that. Right?
Yeah, people do judge her.
For what? She's
and
single.
They don't know her.
She is single, guys.
Yes.
So for me, if a person is single, they want to acquire as much as they want. Let's not judge the situation.
Exactly. And what do you know what she's doing in her relationships? You don't, because
we take it to the bedroom.
Exactly.
We as human beings,
that's the first place they go.
People take things to the bedroom way
exactly.
too
It's
easily.
almost like you can't be dating because it's not. I don't even call it a relationship yet. But it's like you can't be dating without having sex with the person you're dating, right? So everyone automatically thinks, okay, 3 months ago she was with Future, now she's with another person, she's a hoe. And I'm like, guys, check your mindset.
She's just going through the dictionary until she finds the words that fit. At the end of the day, it's just like you cannot put your eggs in one basket, and we all were taught that growing up. We all were. And when you're dating, you're allowed to date more than one person. Now, until you find somebody that you could literally put more effort into and put more time into, then you become exclusive.
There you go.
You date exclusively, then you're gonna have an agreement, mutual agreement, to say, we're still dating, getting to know each other, but we're not gonna see anybody else right now. We're gonna focus our energy on each other. But it's okay to date around people. Don't be like me who put your eggs in one basket, and then when the light cut off, the people them gone, and then you can't get no bills paid or nothing like that. That's just dumb. That's dumb. You need a person for every bill.
All right. I love the gems that Khimani is dropping today.
For example, that's what I'm saying. That's why open relationship works for most persons, because they just cannot be with one person. So for them to not look as a cheater or somebody who don't want to have a family or be entwined with one person, they find a partner where they could do their things together. Will and Jada. I mean, look, that's a perfect example.
Right, that's
and they're not going anywhere, guys.
Yeah.
You cannot break them apart, no matter what you're trying to do. Everybody trying to do it. They cannot break them apart because they already have that mutual agreement.
They've already been there, explored that, and now they're at a place where they have grown spiritually, mentally, right? And now they're able to say,
Reason for why?
Because of their former situation, right? And communication. I always say communication is the sexiest thing, right? Because once you have someone who can communicate with you properly,
especially mine.
And I think that's just another level of intelligence, right? And I think I'm a sapiosexual because I'm automatically attracted to intelligence, right?
I am.
So for me, if you are a great communicator, if you are able to reason with me and we can come to a compromise, maybe you don't like what I'm saying and I don't like what you're saying, but if we can agree that this is you and this is me, we good to go, boo. We good to go. So we don't, I know relationships come with a lot of compromise, right? So you definitely have to be on your P's and Q's and know what you are about, because you will definitely fall for some crap that you didn't sign up for. Do you know anyone that has been in an open relationship?
A few.
Tell me about
I'm not gonna
it.
call you guys name because you know who I am when you watch this video.
It's a safe space.
Honestly, it works for them, but I also see issues. For example, now you invite her and I, we're dating, and we decide to invite somebody into our relationship, right? That's being open, we agree together. And I decided to get her number without her knowing. And then after the whole shebang is over, here I am texting her now. There you go again, dishonoring your trust for your partner. You guys agreed to have it together. So why would you step out and do it? So that could create problems. So no matter what, open or close, I feel like relationship is still going to give problems because the problem begins with you. So until you accept you and know what you want, you're only going to create more avenue for more issues with anyone you go with.
Yeah, because the person who actually requested this topic said, you know, sometimes they think about trying it, but it has to be a situation where there's mutual respect, right?
Exactly,
like we have to go into this knowing that, hey, you can have a max of 2 other girls or 2 other guys, the same for me, and we never bring them home or something. I have
a coworker who is in that situation and she's actually engaged, and because she's a flight attendant, I know now this is how compromisation comes in. Because she's a flight attendant, her significant other decided like, okay, you could have a person out there, whatever, but you have to wear protection. You have to let me know about them. You have to send a picture so I could be on the same page with you. Vice versa.
Right.
And when they come home, they together. But he gave her that option. Do she utilize it? Not really, but she entertains a conversation, which I feel is not cheating, guys. You could actually have a conversation without considering be cheating.
True,
you know?
But it depends on the lingo during that conversation as well. But we'll take that up another time.
I don't know, like I don't see anything wrong with an open relationship.
Yeah, I think
to each his own.
To each his own. I think though, on what you mentioned just now, I think once you take it to a different level, once you start to flirt with another person, to me that is giving them hope. You know, like you're letting them know that you are somehow kind of interested, even though you may have no intention whatsoever to see this person or to have a entanglement with this person, but you're entertaining it by flirting. So I am on the fence.
But what
that.
is considered flirting though? Can flirting become innocent? Because I'm very flirtatious.
There's innocent flirting, you know.
But don't take my flirtatious as if I want you. Take my flirtatious as I'm enjoying your energy and I'm liking this conversation. So now you're breaking down a few walls from me. So I'm becoming
that's the
more.
thing, because you are on that thought level, right? But the other person may not see your flirting as such. So you could just be here and be like, oh, you know, your hat, it's so cute. Where did you buy it? And you know, right? But then the other person is like, oh my God, he's trying to hit on me or something like that. So not a lot of people know how to receive it the way you have intended to give it.
I mean, if there's no number being exchanged, we exchange name, which is common decency.
But what if he or she asks at the end of your little sesh
For a number?
For a number, are you gonna give the number?
If I'm in a position to give it, then yes. But if I'm not, I'm just literally gonna be honest and say, you know, follow me on Instagram.
So when you say if you're in a position to give it, do you mean like if you're single or if you're in an open relationship?
If you're single, in an open relationship, also in a close relationship, because my partner and I, we could agree to say, oh, if we have numbers, make sure we share new friendship that we're acquiring. Because we're all in the streets, we're in the media, we're in these things, you're out to the public.
Yeah.
So you're gonna want to develop friends, and especially clientele. You wanna have that type of thing going for yourself. So it's not always okay to shut a conversation down, but you have to control the narrative. You control how you respond. You control how you receive it. Because you only could control what you're given and what you're accepting.
Yes.
So they could be flirting, and in their mind they're not even flirting, but you're taking it as so because you're creating that environment. If that's the case, just throwing a little say of like, well, you're flirting with me before. Don't flirt.
Listen, there are ways to be respectful, respectfully dismissive, right?
Yes, yes. Like I always tell people, like people say you're so social. No, I'm very socially antisocial. I go off energy. I go off energy. Like I don't know if I told you how we met. Like it was an open space.
Way back.
And the point I'm trying to make is we end up having a conversation. I didn't know her. She didn't know me. She didn't dismiss the conversation. I didn't dismiss the approach. Now, years later, I'm sitting here doing an interview. We're doing a segment with her. And it's just to show you that you don't have to shut every conversation that's coming your way. Because she could have easily said, "Jesus Christ, one more, two more offer than New Year, and this boy is just aggravating me. What do he want?" But she accepted the conversation, see where it went, because she controlled what she's accepting and she's controlling what she's delivering. And it's like an open relationship, you know? But until a person define and understand their definition of an open relationship, then it's always going to be that one-sided situation. So we can't judge because we sometime in a relationship and still go out and try to look. That's being open. So if you know that's what you desire, I say communicate that with your partner. You know?
So I know you had touched on why you wouldn't be in an open relationship.
We're too jealous. I'm just being honest. I'm too jealous. I am jealous. If I see you cheating on me, I am just know that I am a jealous person. Yeah. I will flat 4 tires, like put sugar in your tank type jealousy. Don't do that to me. Give me the option to leave.
Yes, I am a strong believer in that. I feel like if someone is openly, well, it's not an open relationship, but if we're in a relationship and you made the decision that you want to see other people, bring that decision to me, right? I know a lot of people may not do it because they're saying, oh, if I tell you that I want to see other people, then you're not going to want to be with me. However,
that's true.
It's not your decision to make, right? And I think when you go ahead and do stuff like that without having an agreement with someone, you take away their willingness to choose. You took away their right to choose. So I don't subscribe to persons who just get up and cheat. I don't subscribe to cheating because I think communication is the background for every single relationship. In no matter your age, in no matter your race, in no matter where you live, you come from, your social status, communication to me is the #1 factor. And you should always have open communication.
3 C's.
All right? Because once you have that openness, I know that I can come to you with anything. You know you can come to me with anything. And so if you come to me and say, listen, I want to start seeing like these 5 girls because they're popping on the gram.
Ego options is being given.
Exactly. I can then come to you and say, okay, I'm not into that. I don't like that. I think I will give you your space to do so. Or I can truthfully say, okay, that's fine if you go and date someone. You know, I still would have wished that you are exclusive with me. However, I'm gonna accept what your choice is and I'll do my thing or whatever, and we have an agreement on that. But don't ever take away a person's right to choose by withholding information or lying.
And that's the situation we have in everyday's relationship. You're not giving your partner the opportunity to make a decision on their own. To say, you know, I like them, I think someone I want to try that too, you know. But because you guys never brought it up together, but it's just like, don't be afraid to communicate. Don't be afraid to compromise. And don't be afraid to have conscience. You know what I'm saying? Have feelings, you know, because we all have feelings. So put yourself in that person's shoe and see how they would be if you would have just did something and just not bring it to the table and then they found out another way.
And you can be open-minded as well. Maybe you can say, okay, I've never experienced that, and I would like to try it for X time and see how it goes. See if I can stomach it. And after the 3, 6 months, whatever, if I can't, then I'll move on and allow you to do your thing, right? And sometimes, please guys, don't think that this happens every time because you tend to use things as excuses. Sometimes the person who wants the open relationship may end up changing their mind after 3 months, 4 months, and they realize that what outer road is dry trash and what's inside is the green, luscious.
I have a question for you.
Garden.
What about the persons who are in a relationship, very well married, and they want to try like a threesome? Is that still considered open relationship? Or is this like a threesome you send you home?
Well, is it that both of them want to try it?
Yeah, to do a little, and you bring in like a little. Speaking of threesome, why is it that when a man and a woman is married, the man is so accepting of having another girl come into the whole threesome? Why the woman can't have another? I'm just saying it. I don't want to say it out loud, but I don't want to hate me for that. But why is it the woman?
We speak our minds
Yeah,
here.
why the woman can't be able to shebang with
and
two?
I think because men are actually more prone to jealousy than women. And as much as they say that women are more emotional creatures, the men are more passionate.
I would say they're more emotional.
Yes, and I think it's largely
They
because
just
of the
hide
ego,
it.
right? Like, how could you do that to me, kind of thing? Because they think they're all and be all, and they're giving you everything your heart desires, and the thing shut down, the bedroom, and them look turn up and them buy you, whatever you need, your Chanel purse and whatever. So how could you want someone else? Because look at me, right? But they get themselves in that mind frame. So when the girl now decides that she wants to see someone else, it mash up them meds. Because it's almost that you are checking them, but you are not. It's just that they are checking themselves, but they won't allow themselves to openly say, I feel inferior because you have decided to do this, because look at me.
Gotcha.
Why wouldn't you want me?
True,
Yeah.
but in a sense, I'm gonna read that other question back to you. If you and your partner are in a very much 15 years relationship, you decide that when a little lizard locks, a little lime tree lane or climb tree, whatever the position is called these days, I don't really know. It's out of touch. Would you consider bringing somebody in to the bedroom like for one night? Rendezvous,
Personally,
an open relationship?
No, I wouldn't call it open. I think it's experimenting. I don't think it's an open
I don't think it's
relationship.
open
because also it's a mutual agreement that both parties share, and then they're bringing this person in for both of them, and it's kind of, I don't know, is it a one-off or no matter how many times? But if it is something like that, I wouldn't really consider it an open agreement.
Okay,
an open relationship.
Because I've been asked that a few times, but like I said, I've never done a
Wait,
threesome.
you've asked to do a threesome?
Yes, and for
Do
me,
tell. Let me sip this tea.
for me, like I told you earlier in this conversation, I am a very jealous person. I don't like to share. Okay, I really don't like to share unless it's opportunity. And my significant other is my opportunity. That is my investment, and that's my reaping.
Yes.
So for me, I'm not sharing that. That's like you sharing my bank account. I can't share that with you. I give you the deposit number, but I can't share everything about my bank information with you.
Not even your significant about who you have invested in. You wouldn't give them you wouldn't share an account.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
But not a person.
Like that you're dating.
Because and then you and them go to another road nowhere here. Let me sleep with them the other day. I don't like them type of things. And that's, maybe because I'm just big on reputation. And I know they say you shouldn't care what people have to say about you, but you do care what people have to say. You do care what people have to say about you. I don't care what nobody say. You care how people look at you, especially if you're trying to put this image out of yourself and then it's becoming something that you're not putting out. You're going to care. And that's why, but a lot of people, I'm not caring what nobody have to say, I'm not caring.
But you also care more if the people you care about has something bad or negative to say. So,
yeah.
you know, there are people that will say things and you may not care because you have no lock and part with them. But once it's something that, you know, your boyfriend, your best friend, your mother, and I can tell you, like, as old as I am, some things that my mother says still get to me, right? When people you care about say things, it can hurt you. But if I look a random come up and, can't stand the girl there, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm still here.
But to touch on that topic, like a lot of Jamaican individual couples, I must say, a lot of Jamaican couples, they are in an open relationship, whether you know it or not. They don't know,
they just don't know about it.
You guys are in an open relationship, and you know about the next girl, or you know about the next guy. Sometimes we do know, so just play your position and make sure you play it well. That's all I'm saying. But guys, I only know Khimani do not do open relationships, so do not come over here suggesting that.
Period.
It's a no for me. Full stop.
Rap. So obviously, if there is someone who's considering being in an open relationship, they must have seen some benefits that could offer that is not happening with an exclusive one. So what do you think the pros of an open relationship are?
The only pros in an open relationship is you have choices.
Okay.
Instead of dealing with that one attitude, that one vajay, that one tittimus. We on camera, I can't be using those words.
No, use them.
You know, so vajay and tittimus, all right? A lot of us, you want that. You know, but you don't, you want to, for example, you see somebody come down, you probably see you're there with your boyfriend and you see a cute young gentleman walking by. In your mind, oh, he's good looking.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing, he's good looking, but you stop it at, he's good looking. But with most person, oh my God, he's good looking, I wonder what he feel like in bed. Just got how big it is, I wonder, what you can do this, wonder you can do this. It's gonna be a continuing, and that's because that's what they want. I could look at somebody and say, wow, she's pretty. She has a nice shape. I'm gonna leave it there, son. Yeah. You have to, my God, self-control. I'm gonna make you do this, I'm gonna make you do this and do that. And some of them start creating this reality that would never happen.
That's true. Sometimes the person who they're fantasizing about is way out of their league anyway.
But I don't know, like anybody out there who's considering an open relationship, I just have to just say this to you. Make sure you know who you are going into that situation. Stop belittling yourself and stop putting yourself on the back burner just for somebody who you like.
I agree.
Like. Alright? Because somebody who loves you won't hurt you.
Yeah.
Because love shouldn't hurt. Love just confuses sometimes, but it will never hurt. Because
your
mama loved you when she beat you.
True.
But it confuses us, you know? How you love me, just beat me. You know? That's how I'm always telling people. But at the end of the day, it's just like, don't be afraid to go for what you desire. You know, because there's no need for you to be in an unhappy situation knowing you wanted multiple wives or men.
Yeah.
You know? That's all I'm saying. That's for me. And of course the cons is you have to share your income to one or two people. You know, the other person could probably want the same attention. Like we pay 2 rent and them things. That's too much trouble.
Yeah, that's too much. But if you got it like that, it's fine. But yeah, I mean, I would say the cons are the jealousy, the possessiveness, the lack of self-esteem, or a low self-esteem is built because you get to this place where you're comparing. You're like, I wonder if that person do it better than me. I wonder if she's prettier than me. I wonder if she has a better job than me. But that's what's gonna happen.
But you agree to it.
Yes, but it's the con. It's the con of the, you know, because even if you have accepted it that you are going to do it,
you're gonna think about
there are times
unless you guys are doing it together as a unit. That's the only way it won't come off as like
you won't have. But even if you're doing it together, you can still have those doubts like, oh, maybe in like you're not doing it with her better than me. Maybe she's more of the you know, and I may not be as her, and you start getting these things, and I feel like I've spoken to a lot. Yeah, the tightness.
Oh, the tightness. Yeah, really.
I feel like everyone that this conversation has come up with, whether it's about open relationships or threesomes, there is one common factor that everyone talks about with jealousy. What if? What if he or she is better than me? What if this and what if that? You know, I would feel jealous, I would feel uncomfortable, resentment will develop and all of that stuff. So
I'm over here thinking in my head
like a strong person for that.
Guys, on this video, I'm gonna ask her if she could just make you guys comment about this one thing I really want to know.
Comment below.
What desires you to be in an open relationship, and how is it that you handle being in an open relationship if your other partner is accepting to it, but their action isn't showing what their word is preaching?
Guys, comment below, because that's a question and a half.
Because I really want to know, because as she's talking, me I think about it now, because you know there's a few people would like me.
Yeah.
To try. So if I was in an open relationship, I could be like a pass around donkey and just go out and just I want you.
You know.
Yeah.
I want you, like.
Because it's like having this conversation, coming into this conversation, my mind was closed.
Yeah.
But as we're conversing and hitting different topics and discussing it, I'm over here literally like thinking like,
maybe you could.
Maybe I could.
Yeah.
Maybe I could tolerate it just because. Maybe because I'm a man. I don't really have a desire, but I'm a man who is not really so have a high sexual drive. So I'm content with one person who I could grow with, build with. You know, that's for me.
Yeah.
But many others out there they just have to have multiple.
Yeah. And I think a lot of them, it's so funny that I knew of someone who told me that she has been with a guy for, I think it was 8 years at the time, and they've been engaged for 8 years, or it was kind of a thing where they got engaged and then they broke up and then they got back together. So I think the engagement is still valid.
The engagement is to apologize for the girl that he cheated on you, and sis, if you're watching this, he don't want you.
Spit the hard truth.
I'm just being honest.
The hard truth.
You don't cheat on me, then come get on one knees and pop the question. I'm gonna have that ring on forever.
So, the person, like, she was in a relationship for a very long time, and you know, they on and off at certain points, but now she's kind of thinking that they will never get married because it seems like, you know, when they have a little tip, it would seem like he
ready to
wants
leave.
he wants to go out of the relationship, and she was actually thinking about allowing certain things based on their little pillow talk.
No, then you're giving him you're giving him too much comfortability to do what he wants and have you on a leash. This ain't no mistletoe. We're not kissing them. Don't let nobody hang nothing over your head. You're not a puppet. You feel me? You are not a puppet. You cannot keep giving and compromising your happiness and your true belief in what you stand for just because you want to save a dog. Baby, it's dogs everywhere. They have them to adopt downtown right now.
Okay. I love this.
I'm just saying, there's dogs
this.
everywhere. Don't compromise yourself.
Yeah, dogs are a dime a dozen.
Yeah, so if your partner want that open relationship and you want it to be closed, then you take your clothes and your shoes and walk the hell up out of there and know your worth. You have to know your worth. Women have to stop compromising. It's disgusting that you guys easily compromise your body, your way of thinking, just for this man who's easily to just go out and because he get on one knees and pop a question.
Yeah.
Because he's still the same dog you let out the other day.
I said what I said.
Do not let a man pacify you with a ring, right? Marriage is not all and be all. That's the first thing you need to know. And I think a lot of us are raised to pursue marriage, but we weren't raised in a way that we are taught how to
handle being in the marriage.
That's one. How to, instead of training us to groom ourselves and to let marriage be the overall goal,
Yes.
teach us how to be in a relationship. Teach us how to communicate. Teach us how to compromise. Teach us how to love ourselves.
And most importantly, be content. The 3 C's, people.
What are the 3 C's?
Communication,
3 C's.
compromising, and being content. Without them 3, your relationship is gonna go flat or ball like my head. I'm just being honest, like you're not gonna have nothing to hold on to.
Listen.
Ain't nothing to hold on to. You are really dumb.
But it's sad. I think I don't want to.
You're dumb. you know, when they add up most of the word, they make it larger, famous, famous. I have compromised myself, and I was a dumbass person too. But I woke up because I realized the true happiness relies in you. Like it comes from within. You know?
Yeah.
And no matter what you think, nobody else can make you happy. They could probably add gain to the happiness or add happy moments. But what makes me happy is my mirror.
Hey,
let me know what it let me know what I'm giving, you know.
And that's good because I think the overall thing, as you said before, is that you an open relationship, which may not necessarily be what you really need, but you need some kind of validation or try things without drama.
Why is that?
The way
why is validation is needed?
I don't know. It depends on the person because a lot of times people who are even in relationships are very, they suffer from low self-esteem. True. And they think that when they go out there, when they go out there and they date multiple people, it's almost like because I'm able to get 3, 4, 5 girls, that mean me look good, that mean me stay good.
No, your pocket stays good. Your pocket stays good. All
right, but you know, you have a lot of brokies that
get all of them people.
Enough woman. All of women are mind them. Come on, Khimani. Remember, you said we live in the real world. These things are happening.
So wait, woman mind them?
Yes.
Guys, if you're out there, my name is Khimani on Instagram, Khimani. Follow me. I would like to be taken care of. I don't want no woman over 60. Thank you.
All right.
I know they do all of those things now.
That's a public service announcement.
Yeah, sorry that I had to put it out there, guys. You feel me? Or communication. Because maybe I'm not open into jumping off a cliff, but I would compromise going because that's what you want to do. Maybe I'm not open to having this threesome, but the person that you chose made my turn my eyes and I'm like, okay, I guess we could try. You just never know until you communicate it.
Yes.
I'm just being honest.
Yes.
So that's the most important thing of any relationship, whether you're in a closed one or a big open one. You have to communicate your feelings, you have to communicate your thought, the way that you see things and the way that you want to envision it. But don't communicate the thought process. But even with that though, even the whole taking care of thing, because it's still going to come back to our topic of conversation here, which is being open. And being open, you have to be open to a lot of things. Yeah. And for you to find out if you're open to those things or not, you have to have that little word that we call compromisation. You feel me? Or communication. Because maybe I'm not open into jumping off a cliff, but I would compromise going because that's what you want to do. Maybe I'm not open to having this threesome, but the person that you chose made my turn my eyes and I'm like, okay, I guess we could try. You just never know until you communicate it.
Yes.
I'm just being honest.
Your happiness, right? So keep focused on your own goal. This is not just a job thing or a success thing. This is your life. This is your personal goal, right? Keep focused on that. No matter nobody draw, you're gonna know where you don't want to go. If it is that no matter how you love someone, if you're not, be good for the goose, right? So definitely keep communication at the forefront in your relationship.
Reads out differently. Just turn the chapter.
But are you gonna wait to say? Let me just have
so you know wait,
wait,
if we go to chapter 42 if you see the book end.
No, because Irwagwan.
So you just drop the book and pick up a new book?
In a chapter 3, them don't tell you say this is not you. You don't know, so this is not for you, right? So Irwagwan.
So what if the story?
When you reach chapter 4 now, chapter 4 is about you living your best life on your own, and then chapter 5 is you just being happy because you're not in a situation that you were forced to be in, and then chapter 6, homeboy realized, hey, he had a diamond, right? And him start doing me for to bring himself back around. And you're not taking back same time, you know. You don't take it back same time. You wait
just the
until
gifts,
like,
just the gifts, guys.
Yeah, you wait until chapter 8 before you take him back, right? So
okay, I get you coming.
Right?
So it's okay to pause a book to go get another information from another book.
Yeah.
So you could come back and finish that book so you could be able to understand that book better.
Yeah, man. Because sometimes you have to leave the open relationship book and go to the book that's called self-love.
So in Jamaica terminology, take for yourself and find something else do until you come back. You know? Yeah.
Simple. So, Khimani, Khimani, it's been such a pleasure, chatting with you today.
Yes.
And of course, we're gonna
I'll have to do this again, guys.
Of course.
I'm like this
of
conversation
course.
with her. Like, don't you guys think that would make a good looking thing going? Yeah, right?
I hope so. I hope you guys have enjoyed my videos just as much as Khimani has. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you around town next time. Take care.